This video goes over Unit 3, Lesson 21, Complex Sprite Movement. Let's go to the Overview page and open it in Canvas. Here on the Overview page, it goes over the learning goals, that you will be using sprite velocity with the counter pattern to create different types of sprite movement. And you should be able to explain how individual programming constructs might be combined to create more complex behavior for your sprites. You need to read and complete all the content, materials, and activities, and then you need to complete and turn in the lesson assignment for complex sprite movement. So click Next to move to the next page. So on this lesson page, read through this, but you're going to learn, you've already learned about these two codes here, the velocity X and velocity Y. You're just going to now add those with the counter pattern in Game Lab to improve how your sprite moves across the screen. So you're actually going to combine this with the counter pattern. And that's what Lesson 21 is going to show you. So again, here's another lesson page as you showing that you can use different ways. Here's going up with the velocity and counter pattern. This is just a review of how you can use velocity for going up, velocity going down formula, and right there you got the going left and an example of going right. How you can slow things down, how you can stop your sprite. So this is just some extra code here that you can look at to see how different things work. Like this is the going up, and you can see how they work on the right hand side. After you've read through that page, then click Next. And here's your assignment page. Go ahead and choose Complex Sprite Movement and make a copy of that worksheet. Here we have the worksheet for Lesson 21 with all of the activities and where you need to put your share link or your answer. Let's go to Codeorg. Here we are in Lesson 21, Complex Sprite Movement, and we're on Level 1. So Level 1 is just one of these prediction. They give you the code, and you want to read through this code from the top down, and you want to look at the counter pattern and the use of the velocity X down here below. And using these two together, so if you look at line 4, you see that you have the velocity X and then you have the counter pattern to the right of that. Using this code that you see here, the velocity X or velocity Y with the counter pattern can make your sprites move smoothly across the screen. So as you read through this, what do you think will happen when the code is run? So you would just type in here your answer, and then you would click Run, and you will see what happens. Once you've done that, go ahead and go to Level 2. And at Level 2, you get your first experience of using velocity in the counter pattern. So Level 1 showed you how that kind of works. So on this one, you need to run the program first. So this program already makes a car move across the screen, but it's going very slowly. By using the sprite velocity X property with the counter pattern, you can change the sprite speed during the program. So you can either slow down or speed up that sprite. So let's run this program. So you can see the car is just moving at a slow pace. Because here in line 3 we have car dot velocity X is 0.2. So that is telling the car to move at 0.2 pixels. But you can use the counter pattern, just like we saw back in Level 1, to move that car with the velocity X property to make it speed up. So you click Show Me where you're going to place this code. So the code is going to go on line 9, right under line 8. And if you look back to Level 1, you can see right here in line 4, here's the example. So you're going to put velocity X, you're going to drag that block over into Level 2, and then put the mathematics, either a -1 or a +1, depending upon the direction that you want that sprite to go and the velocity x in there. So let's go back and look at level 2. So in level 2, you're going to drop in this block, drop it in there, and then you're going to use either plus or minus depending upon, just remember, if you want to go to the right, it's plus. If you want to go to the left, it's negative. So think about this. If you want to slow that car down, it's already moving to the right. You want to push it to the opposite direction, so you want to go to the left. So to give you a hint, you want to use the minus, the math minus, not the plus, because going left is negative, going right is plus. So go back and refer to that code that you see in level 1 to help you complete level 2. Once you have that completed, then make sure you click the share button to get your link, copy it, and then paste it into your assignment. And then go to level 3. So this one is on the falling rock. So we run this, we've got the rock that we want it to speed up as it falls down the screen. So on level 1 and on level 2, they showed you how to use the velocity x, which means moving left to right. But now you need to go up and down, which is velocity y. So we want to speed this up. So you're going to use the same code that you used in level 2. You're going to use the same code that you can see here in level 1, but instead of using x, it's going to be y. And then this might be a plus or a negative, depends. If you're going down, it should be a plus. If you want that to go up, it should be a negative. So back to level 3, just showing that you can go back and refer to other levels to help you out as you go through this lesson. So you're going to drag your sprite x in here, and then you're going to add your different math inside here, and then your velocity y. And you're going to finish that out. Make sure that you're naming your sprites the right name, otherwise it won't work. So once you have this working, where when you run it, the rock actually falls faster, then you have completed this activity, and you would click the share button, get your link, and then paste that to your assignment. Then you need to go to level 4. And on level 4, this is slowing things down. So let's run the code. And we can see the car's going steadily across the screen, and then it runs into the water. So it says the car is going to run into the water. You need to use the counter pattern to slow it down. So it's the same thing that we did with level 1, same thing we did with level 2, and you're just going to, again, use that velocity x block down in this area along with your plus or minus, and create that velocity x, and then the equals the counter pattern. So it increasingly is pushing it back the other way. So when you do your counter pattern block, you need to make sure it is 0.25. Okay? So again, go back to level 1 or level 2 and see what you use there, because you're going to use close to the same type of code. Okay? Then go to, click the share button, get your link, paste it in your assignment, and then go to level 5. Here at level 5 is more practice. You only have to do one of these. So level 5 is choose one. You either have the rising bubble, where the bubble is slowly moving up, but you want it to go faster. Or you can do the slow down in reverse, where you help the mouse avoid the watchful cat. So let's just look at these really quick. You only have to do one. So let's look at rising bubble. And on here, let's run it. The bubble is going slowly up. You want it to go faster. So you got to use the counter pattern with the sprite's y velocity to make it go faster. So you can go back to the previous levels where you use sprite velocity y, and you're going to add your code here on line 9. That's where you're going to put your code in. So you're going to use the velocity y plus the counter pattern to make it go faster. Again, go back and look at the other levels that you've just completed to help you with this. Or you can choose to do slow down in reverse, where the mouse needs to, it's running in from the left, from right to left, but when I run this, the mouse keeps going. Well, I want the mouse just to get almost to the cat and then go backwards. So it's like the level where we did the car that looked like it was going to run in the water, and then we reversed its motion using velocity X and the counter pattern. So this time you're going to put your code right in here where line 13 is. So you want to be able to change the direction of the mouse as it gets close to the cat. So you, just a hint to you, you're going to have to probably test different numbers that you're going to put with the counter pattern to make it almost get to the cat, where the mouse almost gets to the cat and then it goes backwards. Okay, so you want to recreate what you see here to the upper right. Once you have that finished, then make sure you click the share button to get your link that you need to save to your assignment. Then you go to level 6. So on level 5, you do A or B. It's your choice. On level 6, we want, this looks like gravity. The rock is thrown in the air, but it never falls back down. So there, it's thrown in the air, but hey, what about gravity? So using the same code that we've been using for all this lesson, you're going to use the counter pattern. And because it's up and down, you need to use velocity Y. So you're going to use velocity Y with a counter pattern that's going to slow that, because a rock's moving up, and as it moves up, that's a negative, right? Up is negative. And so you're going to have to create a counter pattern where it's going to pull the rock in the opposite direction. So if it's moving up at a negative, when it's going to fall, you have to have that number be a positive number to pull that sprite back down, to slow it down and pull it back the other way. So again, it's the same thing you've been doing with the bubble rising, same type of thing, except you're going to pull it up, it's going up, and then you're going to pull it back down to make it look like it's gravity. When you've got that finished, then click the share button, get your link, and paste it into your assignment. Then go to level 7, and here you can choose A, the curve, or B, deceleration. You cannot choose free play. So the curve one, make the plane curve to avoid the 2 spikes, and B is deceleration, make the car slow down to a halt before it goes past the top of the screen. That's kind of like that other one where the race car was going to go off in the water, but that was horizontal, so that was X. And then, so this one would be velocity Y instead of velocity X because the car is going up and down. And here at the curve, this one here, so you choose either which one you're going to do. It's your choice. So in here you can see the plane goes up, so you got to use a velocity Y and a counter pattern to pull it back down, just like you did with the rock, the gravity one. Same type of code block, same type of coding. So you can choose to do this one. You would put your code here in line 16. It's simply the velocity Y and then the counter pattern all together. Once you've got that one figured out, then click the share button and copy your link and then paste it to your assignment. And then just a reminder that you can always go backwards and look at the other levels to help you complete the activities in these levels. And that's it for lesson 21 on complex sprite movement.